last year, I was in an advert for Dragon Quest. Alright, I don't have the footage, but listen, look. The video was privated. I got this screenshot, and as you can tell, that is the back of my head. It was the Dragon Quest Walk 4th anniversary. It's the mobile game for Dragon Quest. The talent agency I signed up with would send emails every so often, and they would always say that a company is looking for extras or a model, and there was a whole range of things you could do, like adverts like this or music videos. Even though I've actually never played Dragon Quest, I'm very aware of what it is, and I know just how popular and how legendary it is, especially in Japan where the fan base is huge. So I really wanted this opportunity. One day before shooting, which was in August, the talent agency got back to me and told me that I'd been successful, and it was my first time, so I was really excited. But it's also a little bit stressful because there were certain clothes and things I had to prepare, and I had university and my part-time teaching job that day. I had almost no time to prepare anything, and it was a really early morning start. I had to get the first train, which is about 5 a.m, and I had to go to Akihabara, Electric City in Japan. And it's also where if you want to buy anything anime, manga, or electronics, video games, you go to Akihabara, you'll find it. When I arrived, it was about 6 a.m, and pretty much everyone was there already. I think there were around 150 extras, and as far as I could tell, there was only myself and one other guy who were not Japanese. So there were a few times in the day that I struggled to understand. The director, all of the staff, and everyone there was speaking Japanese to me the same way that they would speak Japanese to everyone else, like a native. Premise of the advert was that this main character who's in the middle of this screenshot, he was shown in 2009 and in present day, and the advert would flip between the 2 years. So all of my shots were in 2009. So they tried to dress everyone in the scene how someone might dress in 2009. And in this scene here, if I remember correctly, it was the last scene of the advert. Actually the first one we filmed that day. Of us were standing around in front of this small stage, people cosplaying these Dragon Quest characters, and they were holding up this map for everyone to try and follow. The main character was following the map, and eventually this is where he led to, or something like that. There was myself and one guy next to me, and then loads of people in front of us, and we had to slowly jog and cheer towards the stage. And the camera, as you can see, is behind the main character. He would come through the middle of the crowd, so we had to be careful not to knock the camera or anything, which I actually did once just by mistake. I had 3 scenes in total, and each time involved myself and the main character walking past each other in some way, which was the case for most of the extras. And this screenshot just so happens to be the one of the back of my head, and the other 2 scenes I was in was the front of my face. It is what it is. Honestly, I was quite nervous at the beginning of each scene because I wasn't 100% sure if I understood everything correctly. But it was fine after the first few attempts. We had to look enthusiastic, look like we're genuine and not actors, which sounds obvious, but when it's your first gig, it can be a little bit difficult. I think especially for me, where I found it hard to actually talk to the other extras, just because I had to listen really closely and they couldn't really speak to me the same way they would speak to the others, just because I'm not a native speaker. The 2 other scenes I was in involved myself and 1 or 2 or 3 other extras speaking to each other, walking quite in a jovial manner. I remember the director told us we have to look like we're close friends. Honestly, it's a shame that the video has been privated. I guess it's just because the 4th anniversary has been and gone. Although I thought they might have just kept it up on YouTube anyway, just for people to watch. And the advert was quite good as well. There was a lot of effort put into it, and it took all day to film. Like I said, I arrived at 6 a.m, and it didn't wrap up until around 7 PM. Most of the time, the extras weren't doing anything because we were only involved in 1, 2, 3 or 4 scenes, right? So all of the time that we weren't on set, we were just in this big hall. We had breakfast given to us and lunch, and aside from when we were eating, people were just talking or listening to music or sleeping. I think everyone slept a little bit, including me. I actually researched for about 3 hours trying to find the footage, anything, or even just more screenshots. But the only things I could find were screenshots where I'm not in it. So it doesn't help this video at all. Even though I can't watch it back anymore, I'm really happy that I had the experience of working on an advert for a game as big as Dragon Quest and for a company as big as Square Enix. It's definitely something I'll remember for the rest of my life, and I was a bit nervous to do this, but I spoke to one of the, I don't know his role, like junior director or producer or something. He was one of the guys giving us instructions throughout the day. I approached him as we wrapped up filming and we were just walking back to the hall, and I asked him the best way I could, 主人公になりたければアドバイスがありますか? It's probably not the most native way to say it, but it's like the best of my ability. He gave me general advice like continue working on my Japanese, try and get more experience. So this is just a short little video. I just wanted to post again, and I'm going to try and be more consistent with uploads from here. I actually just finished my final exams, so I should have more time to upload. I do have some video ideas in mind, but if there is anything you guys would like to see, just let me know in the comments. Perhaps I can even play Dragon Quest if you guys are Dragon Quest fans and would like to see that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.